What is your state of happy based on? The reason I bring up this topic is I interviewed somebody a few weeks ago by the name of Vernon Brown, and the podcast went live yesterday. I'd highly suggest you subscribe, download, give it a listen, or watch it on YouTube, my YouTube channel. But Vernon talked about, your state of happy and how many people, when you ask them what makes you happy, it's based on other people. It's based on alcohol, or it could be based on recreational drugs. It could be based on something they purchase. But it's never outside of those three realms. And why is happy based on others, not about you? Why is the happiness that you're experiencing life not about things that make you happy, not necessarily hanging out with other people? Your happiness, I'm basically getting at, is hinged on the fact of whether or not you're around somebody else. So for an example, I could tell people it makes me happy to be around my grandkids. That is a fair statement, but my happiness can't be hinged on whether or not I'm hanging out with them or hanging out with anybody else. Or people will say, oh, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm going to be happy when I can have a cocktail, or I can smoke a joint, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's a combination of both. Or people will say, well, I'm happy because I bought myself something this week. And everything they talk about is hinged on, again, ingesting something, whether it's somebody else or they buy something. But those are all fleeting moments of happiness. You need to come to a point and resolve in your life where you can become happy with, maybe your thought process, right? You can entice, like Vernon talked about the fact of, maybe it's just belting out a song. You're listening to a Whitney Houston song, I'll Always Love You, and it brings your happiness state up, but your happiness can't be tied to other people, or, specifically, like when you go buy something, that's a state of happiness. For some people, they have shopping addiction issues because they're depressed, and they go out and buy something, and it's a temporary endorphin hit, and they're excited about the fact of what they just bought. But then a few days later, a few weeks later, for some people, hell, it's a few hours later, and they're depressed again. So it was a temporary endorphin hit that wasn't long term. I'm going to go hang out with a friend of mine, and you're happy for that few hours, and then you come home and your happiness, which was tied to them, and you let yourself think that the only way you could be happy is hanging around them, your happiness depletes. You get in the door, maybe it's a minute later, hours later, you're just like, you're wondering why you're in a funk, because you've tied your life too much, your happiness too much to, inanimate things. Maybe it's, again, purchasing, maybe it's hanging out with people, maybe it's, drinking. And I'm not saying any of this is bad. You can have happy moments through all of those, but it's all fleeting. It's temporary. You need to be happy being with yourself. You need to be happy just sitting in, whatever. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's listening to some music or watching a movie, putzing around on a computer. Maybe it's like me doing a podcast, or, doing a video like I'm doing now, doing my vlog. My happiness, though, isn't tied to any one specific thing. I can be happy with many different things that I do in life. All I know is you have to learn to not have your happiness tied to specific things like alcohol, drugs, buying things, or hanging out with others. If that's the only time you get happiness, you're going to be sad more than you're going to be happy. So work on your happiness. Work on the things outside of those three things that I just mentioned, that you can be happy, that you can have a smile on your face, or just be content being alone, just working on whatever around your house. Maybe it's just, maybe you're cleaning up, maybe you're doing some laundry. Think about the things, what does doing laundry do? I hear a lot of complaints from people. Laundry sucks. Why does laundry suck? It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. And the end result is you should have gratitude. You got a washing machine and dryer to do your clothing? Great. You're going to have clean clothes? Great. It's going to not be something that's hindering you sitting in your laundry basket? Great. What are you telling yourself? That, doing laundry to me makes me happy. It's not difficult. Is it a chore? Absolutely, but it's a good chore because I know I'm going to have clean clothes. I'm going to have clothes in my, hung up, put away. And I know I'm going to look at my laundry basket. Clothes are gone. They're done. And I'm satisfied. That's a level of happiness. It's not tied to the clothing. It's tied to things I do in my life and the gratitude and the gratefulness I have for the ability to have the things that I have makes me happy. So it's consistency of your thought process. Anyway, if you have any questions, DM me, drop me a comment below. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. And I hope you all have a fantastic evening, a great weekend. I look forward to talking tomorrow. God bless. Peace out. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe.